Hey everybody, welcome to Recipe Cinema, where you will find a video collection of all my favorite recipes. In this video, I will be making an easy to make strawberry bread. Made with fresh strawberries, this bread is absolutely delicious and perfect for any time of day. To get started, you will need the following ingredients. For a complete listing and their measurements, simply follow along and then check out the description below. Let's start off by getting our oven preset to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next up, we're going to prepare our strawberries. For this part, you can cut the strawberries into any size you prefer. I'm cutting mine a little bit on the large side so that I can have larger pieces in my bread, but you can also cut them smaller if you prefer. You will need a total of 2 cups worth of strawberries. So next we are going to watch a cool editing trick just so that we can stare at these gorgeous fresh strawberries for a little bit longer. So now we are going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar and then give them a stir. You want the sugar to have time to interact with the strawberries. That way they get nice and juicy and add flavor to the bread itself. Next, I am going to set up my greased and floured pan. To grease the pan, all you need to do is simply rub a thin layer of some kind of grease, such as an oil, butter, or in my case I'm using vegetable shorten. Be sure to get all the way up the sides. Then add a little bit of flour. Shake it around the bottom and all the way up the sides as well, and then shake out the excess. By the way, I am using a 9x5 inch pan. Different sizes can be used, but the cooking times will vary. I will give all of that information in the description. Now for the batter. In a large bowl, mix together a 1/2 cup of melted butter, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Next, we are going to add in 2 large eggs. I like to crack mine separately to ensure that I don't get any shells in the batter. Make sure to stir them in very well. You want your batter to be very smooth. And you are always welcome to use an electric mixer at this stage if you don't want to do all the whisking by hand, but be careful not to beat so much that it becomes light and fluffy. Once that is all nice and smooth, it is time to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Give that a quick mix, then go ahead and grab your strawberries. They should be all nice and juicy now and ready to be added to the batter. So if it looks like I'm trying to crush my strawberries here, well, I am. I was experimenting with how easy strawberries can be crushed by hand for another recipe I want to create. However, it didn't go very well. They just kept getting caught in my whisk. You do not need to crush anything. Just simply stir your strawberries in. Then go ahead and add in the 2 cups of flour. Now here you do want to take care to not over stir. Lastly, I am adding in a 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. You can either hand chop regular walnuts or buy them pre-chopped in a package. Either way you decide to go, these are completely optional. And finally, we are ready to spread this into our greased and floured 5x9 pan. And then of course off into the oven at 350 degrees for approximately 1 hour to 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's not always easy to tell when this bread is done just by looking at it, so I'm going to test it with a chopstick that I have handy by inserting it into the centermost part of the bread and making sure that it comes out clean. You can do the same thing with a butter knife, cake tester, or even a fork if that's all you have handy. Once the bread is cool to touch, it should come out of the pan as simple as just turning it upside down, but be careful not to drop it. Now all you have left to do is slice and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click subscribe to my channel for more videos to come.